Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
You know, I was this close this week to completely pulling the plug on my WWE videos. Well, just needing just a breather. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm like just about to throw in the towel. I'm sorry. I just gotta put it out there. First, out of respect for those who have complete opposite opinions of me, if you like the draft, you're happy with it, you're confident in it, cool. I'm happy for you. Me personally, I just gotta say it. I came out of the draft feeling low. I just came out of it. To me, there was nothing really noteworthy that came out of the draft. Like, everybody got drafted, it's like, okay, they're sticking together, they're not splitting up, this isn't groundbreaking. Like, some picks, like, I'll say this. If Triple H was still fully in charge, no Vince McMahon whatsoever, I would actually be pretty excited about Raw. Because I thought Raw, especially with the World Heavyweight Championship tournament coming up, I was excited. Because I thought, okay, there's a lot of like fresh names in there. We have like Seth Rollins, we've got Gunther, we've got Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura, a few other names in there that I'm like, you know what? That actually is a pretty fresh roster that could do some good things. SmackDown, of course, gets the shorter end of the stick, it felt like, and I'm like, okay, but you know, I don't know. I wasn't as excited about SmackDown's roster than I was for Raw's. But when I sat back and just watched this draft, and just the overall picture, and just how pointless this episode of Monday Night Raw is, and just the low expectations I have for Backlash this coming Saturday, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I feel like the whole hashtag Fire Vince thing is doing absolutely nothing. Endeavor seems to really like him for some reason. Maybe he's paid them a boatload of money. It's like he pays everybody else a boatload of money to sweep everything wrongdoing he does under the rug and go on live TV and say, oh, well, I made some mistakes and I've learned from them. No, you haven't. As I always said, Vince McMahon is a liar. And I just do not trust any bit of anything he does or he has his hands on. And I see all these reports that, oh, you know, Triple H is finishing up the Vince McMahon stories. Huh? Oh, Triple H is saying this, and this, and this. Huh? It's like, you can't believe anything you hear anymore as long as Vince McMahon is in WWE. I'm sorry. I feel like at this point, Triple H has just like given in and is just doing his job to please Vince, because it's not a thing of oh, you know, well, you can do whatever you want, just make sure run it by me, make sure I'm okay with it. No, it's called Vince is not going to be okay. He's going to basically pitch whatever he wants to do, and Triple H is just doing his damn dirty work. That's all it is. This draft felt pointless, especially when they announced there's free agents And they can go to either brand they want. Huh? Like, okay, Baron Corbin, for example, is a free agent. The prime story you can do for Baron Corbin as a free agent is just go back to bum-ass Corbin again. But no, he'll probably just float back and forth on Raw and SmackDown here and there. Probably get involved in the title feud because Vince McMahon always looked at Corbin as a ladies' man guy. Whatever the heck they said when he got a big main event scene push back in 2018 and booked him like shit. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And now you're having him say stuff like there's rules like where superstars are not allowed to post any photos of injuries and this and that. This is all stuff Vince McMahon would do. Triple H is just there writing down what Vince has to say on paper. As I said on Twitter, either Triple H has just given in to Vince or he's drank the Kool-Aid. That's what he's done. Again, when I went into night 2 of the draft, first thing I thought I was hoping for would be, maybe Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair will both be drafted to SmackDown. We'll have them merge the Raw and SmackDown women's titles and have a brand new name for that women's title and a brand new women's world title on Raw. Nope. They're both Rhea's on Raw, Bianca's on SmackDown. Probably just to lose to Charlotte Flair. Yeah, that's just going to end this long title reign for Bianca Belair is Charlotte Flair. You couldn't give it to somebody new. You couldn't give it to Bayley. You couldn't give it to Asuka, who's also on SmackDown. We'll get into the picks in just a second. Again, this draft did nothing. To me, it wasn't a game changer. Unless there's something else that's supposed to come down, I'm supposed to believe is going to happen. But again, I can't believe it because Vince is around. And then my friend texted me yesterday. He heard a rumor that the main event of Night of Champions, and I can believe this. The rumor is the main event of Night of Champions is going to be Roman Reigns versus Omos. Roman Reigns versus Omos, a free agent. First off, there should be a rule that although free agents go from, place to place, they shouldn't be allowed to compete for titles. Because what's the point of the brand split? We're going to have free agents who can be anywhere. Plus two, they're all jobbers. Most of them, I'm sorry, are jobbers. I'll talk about the free agents and how some of them have a story that could lead to them getting signed to a brand. But not to say also, hasn't every pay-per-view match Omos has had as a single star, hasn't he lost all of them? So, it's basically another Braun Strowman booking. Everybody else can't even, swat a fly with him. But then, whenever he wrestles like a Brock Lesnar or a Bobby Lashley or a Braun Strowman, and of course, Roman Reigns, and hopefully also a Seth Rollins on Saturday, he can't win. So why on earth are you having him challenged for the world title? It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. And who does no sense writing? Not Triple H, Vince. Vince McMahon has all the power in the world. I've accepted it. And Endeavor doesn't seem to give a single crap. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm sure a lot of these people are going to be released in a couple months. So, I at least did this review just to at least address the draft. And briefly ran. So I don't know. Maybe I'll feel like reviewing a show that Vince McMahon has his hands on. Maybe I won't feel like reviewing a show Vince McMahon has his hands on. I don't know. It's going to be a hit or miss thing for me whenever it decides where I want to continue to review Raw or SmackDown right now. Until Vince McMahon is out of power. Which I don't think is going to be happening anytime soon. But we're here now. I'm going to briefly just talk about Raw, go through it, and then just talk about the draft picks from night 2. Because I really don't give a crap about this episode. I really didn't give a crap. I did it. The moment I kept seeing these draft picks and just seeing the writing on the wall, I'm just like... And they want to still say that the draft was decided weeks ago and Vince had no input on it. Bullshit! Absolute bullshit. You can't tell me the picks he got from NXT that he didn't do that to screw with Shawn Michaels. You draft your NXT Women's Champion, your NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, then have them have a match set up for NXT, which was set up during SmackDown, and then have the challengers be drafted to Raw the following Monday. So what's the point of them having a match on Tuesday if they're both being drafted? And I think Indy Hartwell, I think relinquished the NXT Women's title. So why does Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, which should be Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn, still be able to have the titles when they're not on NXT? Those titles are NXT exclusive. So once again, this draft felt pointless. I was so pumped for this, and I did all this work with all the shorts, which got a lot of likes on TikTok. And I put them all together for one big video post on YouTube. I'm sorry. I somewhat felt like I wasted my time. I really did feel like I somewhat wasted my time. I'm sorry. I really did. But let's at least read through the results of the draft first. Not the draft, the results of Raw first. The show took place on Monday, May 1st at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. We had Seth Rollins, who after he got drafted in the first round, came out and basically made his pitch towards him winning the World Heavyweight title. Spoiler alert, he still should do it. And also, do not make the final Seth Rollins versus Omos at Night of Champions. I'm sorry, we probably won't get that because we'll probably have Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, which Cody Rhodes should be on SmackDown, going after Roman Reigns because he has unfinished business with him. That's another thing too. After all these draft picks, even my own fiance was saying, well, how can that story finish then? How can that story do that then? Exactly. This draft was Vince McMahon's writing. Because every single story that Triple H had, it got separated. You can't tell me this is the end of Vince McMahon's stories. It's the end of Triple H's stories, and we're going to start beginning like fart jokes and AOP crap again and whatnot. Whatever other, toilet humor Vince McMahon wants to put on this stupid show to please Endeavor. Because apparently Endeavor loves Vince McMahon. Well, Vince McMahon must have paid them a boatload of money because who on earth wants to work with Vince McMahon? I'm sorry. I got no respect for the guy. The way he's bullied himself back into the company, the way he's just gone around saying, just like blowing smoke up everybody's asses and just lied to us again. And once again, did he do this sale for the benefit of the company or for the benefit of himself? Honestly, I feel he did this sale just for the benefit of himself. So he can find an excuse to get back in and get back all the power he wants. I just don't understand how he gets away with every wrongdoing he's done. But anyway, Seth Rollins has this promo because Paul Heyman had a promo teasing the idea of Roman Reigns having a third world title. If Roman Reigns will get that third world title, that's a Vince thing. That's Vince just screwing around. But of course, the rule still stands, and Heyman acknowledged that Roman Reigns is exclusive only to SmackDown now. So of course, somehow we're going to change probably this to Cody, because that's probably who they'll put the belt on. I don't know. But I'll probably change this to Cody next week. But till Bianca has something else on her shoulder besides the Raw Women's title, she's staying right here. Whoever's the champion of that exclusive brand is staying where they're staying on the graphics. And also, again, I don't know if I'll be doing Raw or SmackDown live reviews. If I do talk about Raw or SmackDown, it'll probably just pre-record like this. Because their shows aren't worth it. But anyways, so Seth Rollins comes out, basically says how Roman Reigns, can hide from him now, this, and that. Teasing the idea, again, that Roman Reigns has never beaten Seth Rollins clean on pay-per-view one-on-one, which is true. And of course, I guess Roman was not like that because he called Paul Heyman and set up for a match with Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa to main event the show. Which sounded good at first, but then of course we had the match in the main event and it was a victim of, oh my goodness, the show's about to end, so run out there, cause a random DQ for no reason. It was basically like oh my gosh, the DQ! There's a big melee! Good night, everybody! Typical Vince McMahon endings to the sloppy shows. That's all it was in that main event. like a good match on paper. Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, it was wasted. It was absolutely wasted. Oh yeah, speaking of other stuff that Vince McMahon would always do, Dakota Kai and Bayley defeated the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions clean. Yeah, so then they're going to get a tag title shot. We're back to doing that now to getting title opportunities. Lovely. Our champion's going to be losing clean. Watch Bianca Belair lose clean. Watch Rhea Ripley lose clean. Watch every champion lose clean except for at the pay-per-views. Typical Vince McMahon lazy ass booking. So we have that. Braun Strowman and Ricochet did have a decent match with Alpha Academy. Fine, I'll give them that a little bit of leeway. Oh yeah, and then we had Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar both be in the building. And what they did the same exact segment they did just 2 weeks ago on Raw, where they had security holding Cody Rhodes back from getting to Brock, and Brock just stood there and laughed. They did the same exact thing on Raw this week, except this time Brock was going for Cody, and Cody was the one laughing off Brock. Because Vince McMahon is lazy and doesn't know what else to do except to screw around with his fans that still chose to pay all the money they do to attend his shit shows. And, yeah, so that's lazy. And also, by the way, have we yet gotten an explanation as to why Brock Lesnar is mad at Cody Rhodes? Have we gotten any explanation? Nope, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all, one bit. We have that. We have Matt Riddle beating Jimmy Uso. The only good thing about that match that was that got me to chuckle a little bit was the fact that Sami Zayn with a chair helped Kevin Owens pull an Eddie Guerrero to get Jey Uso banned from ringside. Matt Riddle beat Jimmy, getting ready for their 6-man tag on Saturday. Oh yeah, we had a Miz TV segment with Shinsuke Nakamura that I thought was kind of cool. They were giving Nakamura some decent mic time. Until you find out that the segment was just to have Shinsuke Nakamura say tiny balls in Japanese. Because again, that hasn't gotten old. It's been over 1 or 2 years old now for crying out loud. The whole tiny balls stuff. Now you gotta say it in Japanese to give it something new. No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all whatsoever. Vince. We have that. Omos squashed the Jobber. That's the only people he can actually beat. And then Judgment Day and LWO had a decent match. But of course, that storyline's going to end. Because they're going their separate ways after Backlash. And there was no finish to that. And once again, for the millionth time also, Judgment Day was drafted to Raw. And so is Rhea Ripley. But again, why are they still together when Edge won the feud? Edge is not here. Judgment Day, though, is still on TV acting like nothing ever happened. There's no storytelling. There's no storytelling whatsoever. And you notice Dominic Mysterio, despite the fact that when he still cuts promos, he gets a lot of heat, is getting less and less and less of a spotlight. We've seen more of Damian Priest and Finn Balor get more of a spotlight since Vince McMahon got his grubby old hands on more things again. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's trying to bury Dom, who's been one of Triple H's best creations since he took over creative. That was basically all the matches that happened, all the segments. We had, in the first round, Rhea Ripley went to Raw, which again already turned me off. I'm like, there goes that fantasy idea. Austin Theory went to SmackDown. Kind of expected that since Gunther came to Raw. Seth Rollins came to Raw. And Charlotte got drafted to SmackDown. Round 2, it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stayed on Raw. So does that mean they can only defend the titles on Raw? Or does that mean that they're going to split the tag titles? Even though I think personally, since there's no depth in the tag team division whatsoever, there's no other legitimate tag teams whatsoever, they should just keep them as one titles. But who knows about that? The Usos went to SmackDown just unceremoniously, so there was no point in teasing this idea that the Usos and the Bloodline could split because, the Usos lost their rematch on Friday, which I'm kind of glad they did because I was worried they'd take the belts off Kevin and Sami. Don't need to do that right now. we have that. And then, of course, the 3 members of Judgment Day, besides Rhea Ripley, got drafted to Raw. And then LWO got drafted to SmackDown. How long until Vince buries at LWO? You know he's going to do it. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez stay on, move over to Raw. So both the women's and men's tag champs are both on Raw. And once again, does that mean, well, the women's tag titles never split up, so does that mean they still float from brand to brand? Who knows? But once again, this draft will not matter at all whatsoever. Asuka's on SmackDown. She could possibly fully turn heel and pick up where she left off with Bianca Belair for WrestleMania. We haven't seen her since WrestleMania, since she posted that cryptic tweet. But maybe we will, and maybe Asuka will be the one. Again, I'd rather have Asuka be the one to dethrone Bianca than Charlotte. But it'll probably be Charlotte, because that's what we always do. Everybody, whenever they have a big title reign, has to lose to Charlotte. You can't give it to somebody else? No, we can't do that while Vince is around. The New Day will just Big E, and I'm not Big E, just Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. Still no word yet if Big E's ever going to return to wrestle or not. They go to Raw, and the Brawling Brood stay on SmackDown. So I guess that means because Vince is in charge also, no Pete Dunne, just we still going to get Butch. Because there was rumors that after WrestleMania, Triple H wanted to bring back Pete Dunne as Pete Dunne. So I thought maybe they would draft like Ridge and Sheamus to one brand and put Pete Dunne on another brand. That way they can revamp him, but I guess not. They're still going to be together. We'll still have Fight Night on SmackDown, but do they still have to be together, to be honest? Are they ever going to win the tag titles? Probably not. But we have Trish being drafted to Raw. I expected that. But, of course, what's going to happen now that, is she going to get a title match if she's actually officially on Raw? I still thought they should have put the title on her and have her be the one to dethrone Bianca. But, of course, Bianca's fighting Io, and both of them are going to SmackDown. So I don't see Trish dethroning Rhea. So we have her on Raw. We have Karrion Kross going to SmackDown. How long before Vince buries him or makes him wear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle suits again? Shayna and Ronda are going to be on Raw whenever Ronda comes back from injury. And L.A. Knight, Vince, let me talk to you. You better not bury me. Yeah! Because that's a fact of life. Vince McMahon sucks. Yeah! So we got that there. And then round 5 was Braun Strowman and Ricochet moving over to Raw. Shotzi Blackheart stays on SmackDown. Bronson Reed stays on Raw, which I guess there goes him winning the U.S. title because Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley are both on SmackDown. So I guess we can't get that. And that's only 2. We can't get the Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed feud. They teased one-on-one just a couple weeks ago with that Haas fight that ended in a no contest. So there goes that also. So we're not getting that. There goes that storyline out the window. Pretty Deadly from NXT do get drafted to SmackDown. I did expect them to get drafted. We'll see what they do. I'll say we'll see on that one. And the final round on the actual show was the Alpha Academy staying on Raw. I thought they would split them up because they've been teasing, but then again, so are the Maximum Male Models on Raw. So I guess that storyline's going to continue on. Fine. Rick Boogs to SmackDown. We get Katana Chance, who should still be Casey Catanzaro, and Kaden Carter coming to Raw. Look, again, I love both those women. They're 2 really good friends. They're a great tag team. Both excellent wrestlers. Became fans of them from the Mae Young Classic. Actually, probably more so Casey. Someone in the Mae Young Classic, but more a fan of hers when she appeared in the Women's Rumble match where she had that Spider-Man save and whatnot. Both awesome talents. I love both of them. But once again, why are you calling them up when they're also fighting the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions the next night on Tuesday, and also they're on their way up to SmackDown? So why are you calling them both up? You can't tell me that was a Triple H idea. That was all a Vince McMahon idea, just trying to screw around with NXT, because he loves to play politics, pull off his other jokes, whatever the heck he loves to do, because he's got power. And then SmackDown is going to be going to the moon because Cameron Grimes got drafted to SmackDown. We'll see what he does there. A lot of people say he should be the one to dethrone Austin Theory. I'll take it if Vince knows how to book him. So we'll see, because I know he left him off TV for the longest time in NXT, so I can't trust him, of course. And Cameron Grimes is an awesome talent because he'll take everything to the moon. Can you shoot Vince McMahon to the moon into a galaxy far, far away? So that way he does not come back. Heck, remember Despicable Me whenever Vector, whatever his name was, got taken to the moon and stuck up there basically forever? Can we get to Vince? Can Vince can chill with Vector? The place, I guess, wherever villains can hang out at in the moon. Just saying. That'd be nice. That way he doesn't have to put his grubby hands on WWE more. And then we had the supplemental picks from Raw Talk. Raw got Akira Tozawa, Los Lotharios as Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo. Dana Brooke, who... When's the last time we even saw Dana Brooke on TV? I feel like the last time we saw her was when she dropped the 24/7 title to Nikki Cross. Oh yeah, don't expect that title to come back soon. Yeah, expect that title to come back soon. We've got Emma and Riddick Moss. He is back to being Riddick Moss. Okay, that's not a Vince move there. Vince would have kept him as Madcap Moss and his joke. That horrible ass gimmick. They're on Raw. Oh yeah, Indashir from NXT, which is Sangha Veer Mahan. It won't take him too long to get here this time after it took 10 months of vignettes for him to get to Raw. And of course, Jinder Mahal is back on Raw. He's back on the main roster. Lovely. They'll probably have Indashir take over Raw. That's what everybody wants to see. That's what's best for business. And that's such good shit. Ha ha ha. Yeah! I'll mock your LA Knight that you guys love. I'll make him once again Max Dupree. Yeah, no, not happening. We have that. Johnny Gargano was not drafted on the actual show. He was drafted on Raw Talk. Surprisingly, they didn't make him a free agent, probably because Vince McMahon probably don't like him because he didn't want to come and be on his show on the main roster, and he got the hell out of there once he took over NXT. So he's going to punish him for that. Nikki Cross is on Raw. Odyssey Jones got called up. From everything I see, hold on one second. I got to do this. From everything I see, wasn't Odyssey Jones only getting time like NXT level up or whatnot? That's where the only time I ever heard he was going to be there. Piper Niven's on Raw. Surprised she's not back to Doudrop yet. Tegan Nox is on Raw. I'm pretty sure she'll get released because Vince never used her whenever she got separated from Shotzi for no reason. And Xia Li, who changes gimmicks every 2 seconds, is on Raw also. And then SmackDown just gets Tamina and Grayson Waller, who, okay, yes, I saw him wrestle in the unsanctioned match with Johnny. Great wrestler, but he's a Vince guy. I'm pretty sure he'll get a massive push, but who knows. And then the free agents are Baron Corbin, which I said could actually benefit from being a free agent, be bum-ass Corbin. But like Wade Barrett, Vince McMahon took that gimmick away from Corbin whenever Corbin was kind of like showing like signs of being a babyface again, and Corbin can never be a babyface. Well, if nothing else is working, why not give it a try? On the main roster, besides the Lone Wolf, is probably the most over he's been as bum-ass Corbin. And then we got Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Since them and Omos are free agents, why not have a storyline to somehow get back together the Hurt Business? But no, that's not going to happen because Vince McMahon doesn't like the Hurt Business. It got over at a time where he didn't want Drew McIntyre being booed. So he's there reuniting them again. I'm sure they'll both get released in the upcoming months. Elias is a free agent. Sucks to be him again. And then Zion Quinn from NXT. Why are you having Zion Quinn and Von Wagner, both NXT superstars, being free agents and haven't even touched Raw or SmackDown yet? I don't get that whatsoever. But then, of course, the other remaining free agents who are out with injuries or inactive for unknown reasons. Big E, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar, it was announced at the beginning of the show, Brock Lesnar renegotiated his status. So I'm guessing like him and Logan Paul are basically in the same boat. So both of them are free agents. Dolph Ziggler, Gable Steveson, whenever he's going to debut. Mustafa Ali, well, he's a free agent. Randy Orton, Robert Roode, R-Truth. Shanky is still apparently an active member on the roster, but I don't know where the heck he's going to do. He'll probably get released. Tommaso Ciampa's out with injury. Uncle Howdy, and Alexa Bliss, who I keep hearing rumors could be back at Backlash. Aaliyah, haven't seen in months. Carmella, which congratulations to Carmella and Corey Graves. They are expecting a child in November. I pray it goes well for them because Carmella did have 2 miscarriages last year. So I hope it goes well for them. I mean, I know Corey does have 3 stepkids apparently, but this is their first child between the 2 of them. So I do pray everything goes well this time. And congratulations to Corey Graves and Carmella. And then we have Lita, apparently, who gets is considered active, but I don't think she'll actually be drafted or she will be back. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, that's everything about the draft. That's everything about Raw. I gave Raw a D+. I didn't like Raw. The draft disappointed me. Again, I just don't know. There's stuff there that I know I can be excited about. Like these free agents, like Baron Corbin can be bum-ass Corbin. With Omos, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin MVP all being free agents, why not reunite the Hurt Business on SmackDown, do a feud with them in the Bloodline? Wouldn't that be awesome? And yes, I include Omos. If Omos wants to be like the enforcer, like he's not like, basically how the role Solo's in with the Bloodline. If he's being like a sidekick, being like an enforcer of a group or something like that, I can deal with that. But what they're doing with him now, like giving him this solo push, like, it's not working. It's not working. He's not it. He's the newest Great Khali. I'm sorry. He's not that great. So why not that? Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler. Don't they have a little bit of a history? I mean, I know like it went nowhere, but don't they have a little bit of a history? Couldn't something with them lead to them being like a team and somehow them winning the job back on Raw or SmackDown? Elias, I don't know if like he'll like have some connection with Rick Boogs because they're like a thing or something. I don't know. And these new NXT guys, like I don't know either. Like what are they going? Like what story do they have them being free agents? And again, like I said before, Raw's roster with this World Heavyweight title does look exciting. But once again, I can't get excited about it because they have Cody Rhodes on Raw, and he should be going after Roman Reigns on SmackDown. So him winning the World Heavyweight title being the consolation prize is going to basically make everything that they've done go to waste. I mean, if you take him out of the equation, that possibilities for who could be the champion are pretty exciting. But of course, no, Vince McMahon is going to just ruin it like he ruins everything. So yeah, guys, I ran long enough. That's my review of Raw and my final thoughts on the draft. I'm going to maybe try to do a review of Dynamite, but again, for now, my May and June are booked because my wedding's coming up and I got a whole lot of other work to do. And I don't want to waste my time going live when I'm probably not going to have much to talk about for Raw and SmackDown. Again, I almost pulled the plug. But because I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers, I want to keep plugging out whatever content I can, as long as it actually means something. So yeah, pre-recorded Raws and pre-recorded SmackDowns, unless something good actually happens for now. I don't know. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Did you guys like the draft? Did you dislike the draft? For full results on picks and whatnot, check out my video I uploaded yesterday. I also uploaded my first short also, in the lights of, the hype for my my new top 10 worst WWE matches of all time. I'm doing shorts from the 10 matches I picked for 2018 to hype it all up as I make the graphics for that video. Hopefully coming soon. We'll see when that happens. And always, guys, please sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheClubWithTheMan93. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at TheClubWithTheMan1993. Give me follows everywhere, guys. Until then, I'm checking out. But always remember, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man. himself. And don't forget, hashtag Fire Vince.